Hello, good morning. Today we're going to be talking about things that I have been gatekeeping for no reason. I made a video recently called The Random Things That I Am Obsessed With Right Now, and I sort of want to keep the ball rolling with this sort of topic because it's like low pressure and it allows me to talk about things that I like, which comes off as more authentic, more real, which hopefully will get you to like connect with me more. I'm trying to do that and try to keep a balance between like the scripted videos and the authentic videos of me just trying to practice speaking so that I become a better communicator, just become a better person overall. But let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to be talking about, I can't really show it to you, but it's my walking pad. I mean, I can, but it's right there. I've talked about it on the channel, so it's technically not something that I have been gatekeeping, but it's something that doesn't really come up that often, and I would like to talk to you about it because it's not that well known to the point where it's like it's being gate kept. So walking pad is a game changer, especially if you're someone like me who stays inside of the room all the time and you want to be active. You know, like you've heard all of this stuff online saying like 10,000 steps a day is really good if you want to like burn fat and be in a caloric deficit, just because you're putting in that much steps every day, and it's not very intense. It's just like it takes time. So if you're someone that like me who stays inside of their room when they're not like out and about, it's nice. I'm able to do things while I'm walking, so I can just sit there in silence. But of course, it's not as good if in comparison to if you were to just walk outside in a park where you're able to see like different sort of things, like people playing with their pets, like the trees, the sounds of nature. So there's that. Besides, and then there's you in your walking pad, just hearing the treadmill, or it's a walking pad. I don't even know what the difference is between a treadmill and a walking pad, but you just hear that sound. So, and it's not very like nice. So I like to keep myself busy sometimes. Sometimes I do music, podcasts. I do sometimes sit in silence or put on white noise, but it's not as common as the other things that I do. Sometimes I play video games. I play on my Nintendo Switch. I watch anime, YouTube videos, stuff like that. So like I have a standing desk that's like set up where the walking pad is, and it's an awesome combo. I'm able to do a lot of things with it. I get to play games. If I tell myself, if I want to play with the Switch, I'll go on the walking pad and get some steps in. So a walking pad is a very good investment. I recommend it. It keeps you healthier, and the only terms of maintenance that I do is just keep the belt lubricated. So I recently just bought some like treadmill belt lube, and it's been going good. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The next thing are fragrances. Again, this isn't something that I am necessarily gatekeeping. It's just like it doesn't really come up as often. I've only mentioned it once recently on this channel. The three main fragrances that I tend to like rotate in between, it's just not something that comes up, right? The only time that it was brought up was when I unboxed these like little atomizers, these like travel thingies that you could put your fragrances in and then spray on the go instead of bringing like your main bottles. But yeah, I have three main ones. This is the main one that I use. Like I've used so much of it. I think it's less than half already. Yeah, a little less than half. This is Mancera Cedrat Boise. I'm gonna probably mispronounce all of these names, by the way. And I'm not going to be able to tell you like how it smells because I am not that good with describing scents. If you want to do some research, you can. I give you the names, but this one is like more on the sweeter, fruitier side. So I think it's like a unisex fragrance. I like how it smells. The reason why I wear fragrances is because I like how they smell. And yeah, this one isn't too expensive. It lasts quite a while. This is 4 fluid ounces. And I think the main problem with this one is like there's been some debate with the batches. Like they're not that consistent. There's some, I think this one with the magnetic cap isn't as strong or whatever, but I've had no problems with it. I really like the scent. And then the other two are from Le Labo. So this is Lavend 31 and Rose 31. So this is Rose. This is the other one. So I like this one a little bit more. And then this one's like pretty spicy. Not spicy, but I'm not really sure how to explain it. But I got these in the Incheon airport in Seoul, not Seoul, in Korea, sorry, South Korea. And they've just been with me ever since. I don't use them that often, but they're pretty nice. Would I buy them again? Maybe I would try out different scents. In the airport, there's like this like little station that they have all of their scents, and you can get the box customized. As you can see, I got the little labels customized as well. Pretty cute. These are 3 fluid ounces, I believe. No, 1.7 fluid ounces. So these are pretty expensive. 50 milliliters, so they're good for travel. Like I did buy them in the like after the security checkpoint. So yeah. Next thing is a food that I don't really know if anyone has done this before, but it's Buldak, those spicy Korean noodles, specifically the carbonara flavor, mixed with alfredo sauce. And you can make your own alfredo sauce. That's what we used to do. I haven't done this in a while, by the way. It's just, when you do this, it's very, very heavy on the calories, okay? So Buldak is already pretty intense. I think it's like, if you get the packets that you cook in the pots, it's like 600-ish calories. Don't quote me on that. And then if you pair it up with alfredo sauce, which is how we make it, is basically just the most basic ingredients is heavy whipping cream, salt, and Parmigiano Reggiano, and you just like grate it and cook that, and then just cook it to your taste, and that's pretty much it. So it's just a lot of heavy what is it called again? Heavy cream? Yeah, heavy cream, which is, I think, let me look it up. Heavy cream calories, like a tablespoon or something. Yeah, it's 30 calories, 29 calories, which is pretty insane. So imagine, like, you cook up a pack or 2 of those, and then you just like douse it in the alfredo sauce. It's amazing. It's not something that I gatekeep, but it's like not something that gets brought up too often, and it's awesome. If you have the opportunity to try it at least once, do it. Like, pretty much putting any sort of like cream sauce or cheese sauce on top of Buldak will just make it better. But oh my goodness, the alfredo sauce like makes the whole thing a lot more creamy, and then it also sort of fights the spiciness, so it's not as spicy. So you can just eat a lot of that combination. It's kind of dangerous. I wouldn't recommend eating it too often because it is really high on the calories. You could easily eat, I would say, like 4,000 plus calories with like no problem. It's yeah. I don't really know what else to say about it. It's really good. The next thing is a label maker. This was actually sent to me, but I love it. This is the Nimbot B21S, and it's super small, but it looks aesthetic. It's like one of the most aesthetic, it's probably the most aesthetic label maker that I've probably had my hands on. It's super clean. It doesn't look like a label maker, and it could take a different amount or a variety of different types of labels. The one I have right now is like a clear label, so it's a little bit more subtle, and so far it's been sticking really well. It prints 2 at a time. That's the only downside, I would think, with this sort of label. The label maker itself, it can print 1 at a time. It just depends on the label that you have, but you can Buy this on Amazon, buy the labels, the refills on Amazon as well. And it's completely through your phone, through an app, through Bluetooth, which is amazing. So like there's no screen on this, there's no places where you have to type. You basically customize it on your phone, which allows you to not only put text, but like little simple images as well. So this thing is awesome. It looks great on a desk. That's really that much. That's it. Like it charges through USB-C as well, so it's a very modern label maker. I really recommend it. I'll try to leave like everything or something similar in the description to each of the products that I mentioned. Yeah, last but not least, it's got to be my tech pouch. This is what I use for traveling, and the funny thing is, it's not really a tech pouch. It's a mini pouch from, I think, Aloha collection. It's Tyvek. So this is not a new material, but I think it's just gotten pretty popular recently because of the designs. The first time I've heard about it was like with wallets, and they're very durable, very thin. I've had this for a while now and taken it with me on my adventures. The reason why I like this is because it's thin, and it's also water resistant as well, but it basically has no bulk. And if I'm just carrying things like a charging brick, right, and some cables, I don't really need it to be that protective. I just want it to hold my stuff, and that's it. Like it stays relatively small, relatively thin, and to keep the cables organized, I basically just have these cord burritos, I believe they're called, from Ondar. So keep everything in place. This is like a 6-foot cable, no problem at all. This is 2 cables in one. It's chilling. So yeah, these things are leather as well, so they're high quality. They're gonna wear nicely over time, and I literally just shove them in the pouch and they're good to go. Like, this is something that I found that works really well for me, and I don't need like a tech pouch with a lot of organization and a lot of pockets. So it's kind of weird saying that out loud now, that not because I'm like I'm super into tech, I'm super into everyday carry and keeping things organized, but this does what it needs to do, or what I need it to do, and it's more than good enough for me. It's actually better because it takes up less space in my bag. That's pretty much it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed me telling you the things that I've been gatekeeping for no reason, even though I'm technically not gatekeeping. It's just like it's just a title, you know. You know how it goes, right, with YouTube and social media and stuff. But yeah, I really appreciate you for listening to me yap for this long. If you're still here, please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for listening. I'll see you tomorrow.